Okay, Tom, so I saw this initiative online, and being an MMA journalist from the UK, I thought it was a great idea, and I wanted to really get involved with your UKMMA Just Giving page for children in need. So I was just wondering if you could briefly explain the concept to everyone.
UKMMA recently has had a lot of negative press we've seen for the child cage fighting that came about, and I just thought this would be a great opportunity for everybody within MMA in the UK to get together and work with a specific charity, Children in Need, which does such great work. We always see all the actors come together, comedians, they do little sketches and raise a huge amount of money. I just thought, why is the MMA community not doing anything? We want to get recognised as a sport. We want to get more positive press, get more mainstream. This will be a great way to do that.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Tom. So how come Children in Need in particular then?
Well, Children in Need is a fantastic charity. They've raised over 500 million in the last 30 years. We see what they do on the BBC, everybody gets involved, and I just thought the work they do with a lot of kids in the UK, not just abroad, like a lot of charities, kids in the UK, that a lot of guys in MMA work in the gyms with a lot of underprivileged children, disadvantaged children, and I thought this would be a great way for us not only to raise money, but to help people in the very community that we function in.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I mean, on that note, I spoke to Pindi Madahar, who recently won his BAMA 7 debut, and he runs an anti-bullying initiative at his MMA gym in Coventry, and he's willing, if enough money is raised, to conduct his classes in a pudsey suit. So that's the kind of sort of witty money-making venture that we're trying to come up with here. On top of that, I've contacted Lex McMahon, who's Nate Marquardt's manager in the US, and he's willing to get on board, as are prominent characters in combat sports like Steve Bunce. Shay Mills, UFC 138 fighter, is going to auction off his walkout t-shirt. So obviously, with that being said, you also have contacted quite a few prominent characters in the community, and would you like to tell us about that?
Well, I've had Rob Sinclair pledge, him and the guys at Calbon that he trains with. Obviously, Terry Etim just fought at UFC 138 as well. Rob Sinclair's going to get a Burnley shirt, much like he did at BAMA, and get some of his guys to sign it in his gym. They're also going to try and get a Liverpool shirt and have the UFC guys sign it up at the Calbon gym. 3 or 4 obviously well-known fighters up there. Andre Winner has pledged the Rough House. You've got Jimmy Wallhead, Dan Hardy. They're going to start to look to maybe do a session that people can auction and bid on. Alex Reed's pledged his support. Social media has got almost 100,000 on Twitter. Obviously, is arguably mainstream anyway. And then other characters. I've had David Round come to me and say, look, if you get 15,000, I'll get Pudsey the Bear tattooed on me. So that was when I kind of thought, right, I'm going to set my own goals, and this is what I want other guys in MMA to do. I've said to myself, I'll go along with Pindi, 5,000. I'll dress up as Pudsey at BAMA 8 in Nottingham for the whole event. If it gets to 10 at the after party, I'll keep the outfit on all night. 12, I'll shave my head off. 15, I'll shave everything on my body. Everything.
Including eyebrows.
Yeah. And this is just really what I want, is everybody to get involved.
Okay, so it seems like you've managed to garner a lot of interest and gain a lot of support of some really prominent UK MMA fighters and celebrities like Alex Reed and people like Steve Bunce. So, how can this be relevant to the rest of the MMA community? How can they pull together to help out?
My idea is that the gyms all get involved, all the martial art gyms across the UK, everybody involved in MMA. They do maybe a session this week where you don't pay for the class, you give them the money, they collect it and they donate on the Just Giving site for their school, for their academy. Then also the shows. The shows have already got involved. BAMA have donated 2 VIP packages. They've raised over 1,000 already. UKMMA have done the same for December. That's a £1,000 goal table, we'll probably raise more. Local shows can get involved. Everybody involved in this. Individuals, the same thing. I've said what David Round's going to get a tattoo. Everybody else can go on their Facebook and say, look, I'll shave my head if I reach £300, whatever, let's just donate. I want to get across that this isn't about me, this isn't about Tom Watson, this is about UK MMA pulling together and progressing the sport.